Beloved community, as we gather to celebrate Kwanzaa, we begin with umoja, the principle of unity that calls us to strive for and maintain togetherness in our families, in our communities, and among the Pan-African community. Umoja is more than a word. It is the foundation upon which all the principles of Kwanzaa rests. And in this 21st century, marked by financial insecurity, food scarcity, rising joblessness, the ongoing housing crisis, and conflicts around the world, umoja is not just an aspiration, but an urgent necessity. Our times echoes the struggles faced by our ancestors, who with resilience and wisdom offered us a roadmap forward. Leaders like Albert Klieg, Marcus Garvey, Fannie Lou Hamer, Ida B. Wells, Barnett, and Septima Clark understood that unity was not just merely a choice, but a survival strategy. Their teachings inspire us to transform umoja from principle to practice, to face the challenges of our day with courage and collective resolve. Albert Klieg, the visionary theologian, taught us that unity is the key to liberation. Without it, there is no strength. His words remind us that unity is not a luxury. It is essential. Today, as many families face financial hardships and mounting debt, Klieg's call to unity demands that we find ways to pool our resources, share our knowledge, and support one another. Financial insecurity cannot be overcome by isolated efforts or one person, this individual, this talented one individual, or this magical individual. It requires collective solutions from community cooperatives to grassroots economic initiatives. In our communities, we see the truth of Klieg's words. When neighbors come together to form mutual aid networks, they embody umoja by ensuring that no one faces hardship alone. This principle also challenges us to advocate for systemic change, addressing wage disparities, predatory lending practices, and economic policies that disproportionately harm the most vulnerable among us. Unity is rooted in self-reliance. Marcus Garvey, a champion of Pan-Africanism, emphasized self-reliance and collective advancement. He declared, "The ends you serve that are selfish, which take you no further than yourself, but the ends you serve that are for all will take you to eternity." Let me say it again. The ends that you serve that are selfish will take you no further than yourself, but the ends you serve that are for all will take you to eternity. Garvey's vision speaks directly to the challenges of food insecurity in our time. In the spirit of umoja, we are called to create solutions that serve the entire community, such as urban gardens and food cooperatives, and policies that ensure equitable access to organic and nutritious food. Garvey's teachings also remind us that unity requires intentionality. It calls us to look beyond individual sacrifice and work towards collective thriving. Whether through creating sustainable food systems or advocating for fair agricultural practices, umoja demands that we leave no one behind. Fannie Lou Hamer, a tireless advocate for justice, famously said, "Nobody's free until everybody's free." Her words challenge us to see the interconnectedness of our struggles. Rising joblessness and housing insecurities are not isolated issues. They are part of a broader system of inequality that must be dismantled. Hamer's legacy calls us to organize, to stand in solidarity with workers fighting for fair wages, and to advocate for policies that provide affordable housing. The 21st century, Umoja, requires us to move beyond temporary fixes towards systemic change, whether it's through supporting unions, fighting for equitable housing policy, or creating job training programs. We must act as one to ensure that everyone in our community has the opportunity to live with dignity. Ida B. Wells Barnett, a fearless journalist and activist, declared, "The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them." Her wisdom reminds us that Umoja is not simply about togetherness, about unity in truth. Today, this truth includes acknowledging the structural injustices that create, again, financial insecurity, food scarcity, and homelessness. Practicing Umoja in the 21st century means holding systems accountable while empowering our communities with the knowledge they need to demand justice. Wells's example calls us to be unflinching in our pursuit of truth, whether by exposing inequities in housing policies or advocating for transparency in government programs designed to address poverty. Finally, we turn to Septima Clark, the mother of the civil rights movement, who believed that in transformative power of education. She said, "I believe unconditionally in the ability of people to respond when they are told the truth." Clark's commitment to literacy and empowerment is a testament to Umoja as a tool for liberation. In our current moment, Umoja challenges us to ensure that education and resources are accessible to all. That might mean organizing literacy workshops, teaching young people about civic engagement, or ensuring that families have access to the information about housing rights and job opportunities. Clark's legacy reminds us that unity is strongest when rooted in shared knowledge and empowerment. Beloved, in this time, Umoja calls us to act. Again, in this face of financial insecurities, let us unite to create community lending circles, support Black-owned businesses, advocate for fair economic policies. In response to food scarcity, let us build networks of care that ensure that no one in our community goes hungry. To address joblessness, let's work together to create opportunities for training, mentorship, and sustainable employment. And in confronting housing insecurity, let us fight for affordable housing, supporting tenants' rights, and ensuring that everyone has a safe and secure place to call home. Unity does not mean we always have to agree, nor does it require that we all contribute in the same way. Umoja is about recognizing our interconnectedness and committing to the collective good. It is about building community where the burdens are shared and the victories are celebrated together. As we light the candle of Umoja, let us honor the wisdom of Garvey, of Hamer, of Wells, and of Clark, and of Cleage by embodying unity in our actions. Their teachings remind us that our strength lies not in our individual efforts, but in our collective power. In this season of Kawanzaa, may we commit to the work of Umoja, building a future where justice and dignity and abundance are realities for all. Y'all have a good day. Amen.